Good morning and welcome to Qigong Live and Live. Somebody asked me the other day a question about the figure eight, and there's a couple of different variations to that. So this is the advanced one, this is the advanced class, and so I'm going to teach you a little bit about the advanced understanding of the figure eight and how it moves inside your body. And the beginner's class after at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do the very, very basic part of the figure eight for people that come and do the intro, the beginner's classes. But today we're going to go into a little bit more serious understanding of it. So first of all, I'll answer the guy's question who asked me, sorry, I can't remember your name. Somebody asked me a question about the figure eight when we're standing in the gong. And we're going to gong right at the start, so I'm going to talk about this. So when we're doing our gong from here, the figure eight from here, how this happens, it's an internal figure eight. So when we're standing with our feet parallel, they're going off to the side. One goes towards the 10 o'clock, one goes towards the 2 o'clock, the feet. Well, it actually goes to 10:30 if you really want to be exact. It's on the quarter. Between 12 o'clock and 9 is right in the middle, which is 10:30, and 1:30 the other side. You both feet face that way, but the gap between your fingers at the back, between your two heels, is 2 fingers. There's a 2-finger gap between your heels, and that gap is actually quite precise. It's a gap between the energy travels between your heels. It jumps across. It's like a spark gap of a spark plug, and the energy goes across that. So that's the connection at the bottom. When we connect our hands at the top, and we do this connection from the top, we're connecting like a figure eight. And I'll hold my hands up so you can see what it is. It looks like that. So the arms, the energy goes down through here, through the lower dantian, down your leg, across this back up the other one, through the dantian, and then back up this side. And we've got this figure eight going on inside the body energetically. Yep. And that's what happens when we're standing there like that. Yep. And we have that figure eight going when we're doing this. But because we don't gong like that, because it's a strange place to gong from, you have your hands down here. And so then the figure eight's still engaged. It's just that your hands are here because it's easier. The other thing what you do is you don't want to let your shoulders go and have your arms, your upper arm touching the inside of your arms. You want to have, it's like a gap. Like they used to put eggs, more like eggs, they used to put rocks underneath their arms. And they used to hold their arms out, so their arms are like that, not like that. But then you don't want to do that either, so that's an extreme. And that's the extreme, it's just they relax, and there's a slight gap under your, and they call it hollowing your armpits. You hold it like that, yep. So that's the figure eight. So while we're standing in this position, the energy is traveling through this figure eight configuration through our body, and it's doing it by itself as soon as you connect it up. And you connected the yin and yang and the hand and the 2 lung meridians together, yep. So we'll do it right from the start. So when we start from here, the figure eight's not connected at this stage. We're connecting our hands meridians with our leg meridians through the gallbladder meridian and through the large intestine and lungs. It's connecting to the gallbladder meridian. It's the first connection we have. Then we roll back onto the thumbs. And then we come back around and then we connect the yin and the yang, the yin surface of the hand and the yang surface of the hand together. And then we connect our 2 lung meridians together. Now, as soon as we do that, and it doesn't happen until we connect our lungs, as soon as we do that, and remember, hands aren't touching our body either. The hands are out slightly from the body. You don't want them touching the body because it'll short circuit the figure eight. From this position, from there, figure eight is already running. We make a gong, then we cover it again, and we create the figure eight again when we bow, because it's the energy still going around the body. But because we've closed the hand and we've got the yin and the yang and we haven't got the 2 lung meridians, it changes the dynamic inside the bow, yeah? So we bow to the front, then we open the hands completely and we bring the energy from outside of ourselves into our heart, and then we filter the surplus qi of that back into the lower dantian. So there's a lot going on in this exercise. Yeah, we'll do that again. So from the side, large intestine, lung meridian, both sides connecting to the gallbladder meridian. Yep. We roll back onto the thumbs. Now remember what we want to understand the symbology of why these meridians. Notice that the large intestine and the gallbladder are both yang meridians. One comes up the arm and the other one goes down the side of the body out the swing. So the 2 large intestines come up the arm. 2 gallbladders go down the side of the body back out through the little toe. Or the second toe in from the outside. And so we have that idea, but then we're going to have our lungs connected too. So our lungs connected to the gallbladder meridian. Yep. Now when we roll back, we disconnect the large intestine meridian. Now the thumbs are still touching the side of the body. So the lungs are still connected to the gallbladder meridian. Then when you release that connection, you bring it round, yin-yang connection, 2 lungs again. Make it first Go and cover it with your hand, yin and yang connection again, but no thumbs connected. Bring the hands back towards the heart. And then the surplus chi back, the danti yin. So that bow in itself is a whole energetic Qigong exercise right from the very, very start. The bow comes, this traditional bow comes out of the monastery school that I teach from. And their understanding of that, and there's philosophy about all of these meridians and why they're connected, and the corporeal soul and the ethereal soul and the connection between heaven and earth and how you're setting your body up. And basically it's like a pre-start before we set our body up, before we start connecting to the world. We're going to do that before we connect to the world and then the universe, and we connect back to ourselves, and then we start training our body. We start training our body and energy in our body, moving up and down. We train the energy going in and out of our body, circulating through our body. And then when we finish, we bow again, disconnect ourselves from the exercise, bring all the energy back to lower down the end to store it, and you walk off into your day and do what you're going to do. So we connect with heaven and earth, do the exercises with all the energy going in and out, circulating the chi, finish, connect it all back again, store the energy, and then walk off and go to the office. It's a nice simplistic way of doing it. But understand that's what the principle is, because there's a whole practice, spiritual practice behind the whole piece of it, yeah? So roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. 2 thumbs together. Gong. Make a fist with the left hand, cover it with your right. Bring towards your heart and down to your physical center. I'll always do this at the start of a practice. When I'm training by myself, I go down to the park. I have a new park now. I go down to the park, I bow at the start of the practice, do my practice, bow at the end of it. Yep. I quite often do the opening and closing exercises, which are in the beginner's series. If you want to see them right at the very, very beginning of the beginner series, I'll talk about the opening and closing exercises as well. Quite often I'll do those as well. So now we're going to step to the side. Then we're going so that's a figure eight. That's an initial figure eight setup to get the energy moving that way. Now we're going to get it going slightly different, and we're going to go from side to side. Now you'll see this exercise done lots. You'll see this done in Tai Chi. People do it for a warm-up for Tai Chi as well, and it's a Qigong exercise as well. It's in a couple of Qigong exercises, which I'll do one of them for you. And we do this exercise moving from side to side, yep? So the figure eight, as I'm doing this figure eight, I'm going to do it this way so you can see that I'm doing this turning. So I have this turning thing going on with the figure eight. Yep, and this is how it's normally done. And as you do that, and we go from side to side too, it's not just you can do a figure eight like that with no pendulum, with the body's not moving from side to side. You can do it this way. But if we add a pendulum so it goes from side to side and comes back, now we've got a movement side to side and the figure eight going on. Good, but that's not the one we're going to do. We're going to do a more senior advanced understanding of that. So we go down to the toes, and you'll see me quite often teach this right at the start. As you go across, and there's 2 different ways you can do the figure eight. You can go forward and turn, forward and turn, forward and turn. Or you go the other way, and as you go backwards and turn, backwards and turn, backwards and turn. Now there's only one exercise that does this, and it's cloud hands. Cloud hands does the back across. It's a different martial application. Goes backwards, turns, backwards, turns. But we're going to go forward to turn, which is the predominant one, which most of the time when we do strikes, when you do any strikes, you always go forward and then you turn when you're punching. Yep, and you're defending the same thing, go forward and turn. So, but for us, we're going to just start with that, but I want to talk more about something specific that's happening in the feet. This is my bit for you for the day, especially if you've been practicing Qigong lots. This will change the way you see it. So we know we're turning on our kidney points. And at this stage, there's no weight on my heels. I'm standing on my muscles. My knees are slightly bent, yeah? So I'm moving from side to side on my kidney points. Kidney 1, Yang, Chuan, at the bottom of my foot. And I'm rotating the feet, I say the fingers are on the ground, the toes are on the ground, holding the ground, and the kidney points in the middle between the two of them. So I can feel that as I'm moving, I can feel the toes connecting. So I'm connecting all 6 meridians in the feet as I'm doing this. I go across. When I go to the side, all my weight's on one leg. There's no weight in the other leg, it's gone. I'm sitting on one leg and I rotate on one leg. I'm going to go across to the other side, all the way across the other side. There's no weight in the other leg, and I'm going to rotate on that one leg. Yep. Then I'm going to go across again, rotate on one leg. It's not normally done like this. This is an advanced understanding of this. So it goes across, turn on one leg. And you go right across before you come back, and then go across. All the weight's on one leg, one kidney point, rotate on, I'll do it with 1 foot of the ground, then you rotate all the way around on one leg. Yep. Then you come across the other side. Good. And then rotate all the way around on one leg first. And then you stop, and then you come back. What you try not to do is to start moving before you finish the rotation. So you go right across first, you rotate all the way around first, towards the 10:30, and then once I rotated, I've stopped, then I come across. I've got from 10:30, I'm going to rotate all the way around to 1:30, stop, then I come back. What you don't want to do is turn, rotate, and halfway there start coming across. You don't want to do that. You want to rotate completely on one leg, and I'll show you why in a second. Go across, complete rotation on one hip. Stop, then come forward. The easiest way, of course, is to stop. Stop, rotate, stop, go across, stop, rotate, stop. And then you get the precision of that. Before, remember, we were talking about the figure eight, which we have this idea, when you're turning halfway across, you're rotating halfway across, but this is the precision piece, this is the martial piece. Across, turn on one leg. Goes across, turn on one leg. Goes across, turn on one leg. Now, martially, of course, if you want to move, if I want to move in this position, I can move forward, backwards, I can do whatever I like with my foot because I'm standing on one leg. And even if when I rotate, I can rotate round, but I can still move any direction because I'm standing on one leg. Yep. Go to the other side, same thing happens. As I rotate, I can still move my leg because I'm one-legged, standing on one leg. My humour for the day, one-legged. I'm inventing new words. And so standing on one leg, so the idea of that, so we rotate, but we rotate on one leg too. And as I rotate, I can still step any direction because I'm still standing on one. If you're double weighted, no matter how much the weight is, even if I'm 99% on this leg and I've got 1% on that leg, I can't move until I take the weight off so I can bring, because I've got to pick the foot up. To do that, I can't have any weight in it. You've got to pick it up because there's any weight in it at all. You can't get it off the ground. It's impossible. Any weight. And so you've got to 100% weight it off, and then you can move because I'm balancing 100% on the other leg. Now I can move the leg. So martially, you need to be able to get to right on one leg so you can move the leg. Also, martially, you want to be able to hide the fact that you're standing on one leg too. And so they know, because they think, oh, I'm going to leg sweep you. Well, they can leg sweep you, but there's nothing in that leg. It's empty. So you can always move. Now, this is for the kicker for the day. How are we going to do the rotation? We're going to go across. We've done this, rotate, goes across, rotate first, then come back, rotate first, so go all the way across. The pendulum goes all the way across first, weight change, then rotate, stop. Weight change, all the way around, then stop. And this is correct how we're going to do this today. But what we're going to do is we're going to rotate on the kidney point. The kidney 1 point, we're going to turn on the kidney point, not the whole foot. We're not going to come across and the idea our whole body's rotating. We come across the other side and my hips are rotating around. Go across the other side and my hips are rotating back. I'm going to turn on the kidney point. So I'm going to go across and my mind now is in kidney 1 point and I'm going to turn on the kidney 1 point. Yeah, that feeling. Come across the other side and then turn on the kidney 1 point. That's it, good. Go across. Turn on the kidney 1 point. Do you see how exact this gets? Now the toes are touching the ground, but you're not turning on the toes, you're just turning on the kidney point. Rotate on the kidney point. Go back the other side. Rotate on the kidney point. Good. Go across the other side. Rotate on the kidney point. But you have to rotate all the way around first before you bring the pendulum across, and then rotate all the way around the kidney point. Good. So what's turning you now is not your hips, it's your kidney points turning you. Go across the other side, the kidney point turns you. Go across the other side, the kidney point. So the whole body is following the rotation of the kidney point. Yep. Now, some of you might have already done this before. If you haven't, this is my present from you to me to you. If you've never been taught the precision of this, goes across, turn on the kidney point. Good, goes across. And just feel what that feels like. And what happens with the kidney point, there's a lot of power in this. Because when you turn on the kidney point and you're turning from one final little point in the bottom of your foot and you're rotating off the kidney point, when you do that, there's lots of power in that. There's lots of power in the rotation because the little bit of rotation at the bottom has a big rotation at the top. Yeah, it's like if I stand in the center here and I rotate this way, yeah. But if I had a bamboo pole, 10 meter pole, 5 meters that way, 5 meters that way, and I hold on to the pole, and I rotate like this, how fast is the end of the pole moving? Yeah, it's going really quickly, isn't it? But I'm not going very quickly from the center axis. I'm not going very fast. But the piece on the outside, if I go fast like that, now that pole's going really quick on the outside, but I'm still not going relatively fast on the inside. Yeah. The same thing's happening with the kidney point. As we go across, because we're rotating on the kidney point, the rotation on the kidney point is not a lot, but the rotation up here is a lot. Yeah, it goes down, rotating the kidney point, and the whole body turns on that point. So you're getting the source of the energy coming up and rotating the whole body at one piece. Yeah, comes up, turn, and you get all the power that comes from that. And if somebody was hanging on to you in that, you can, I don't know how you do this, get your wife or your kids. Probably not. I was just joking about that. You could be into trouble. Well, get your kid. Hold one of your children. Hold the kid, and you say, okay, I want you to stop me from moving. I want you to stop me doing that. I'm going to do that. And you're going to hold your hand there, and you push against my hand. You're going to push against my hand. And what I want you to do is I want you to use your hips to move. We stand on one leg. Move your hips to move that hand like that. Yep. Move your hips to do that. Good. And the kid, and you'll push, and the kid will be able to push you, and you go, oh, it's pretty difficult. Then take your mind into your kidney point and rotate off your kidney point. And see what happens to the child, because the energy coming from your kidney point is way different than what is coming from your hips. The hip energy is coming from your kidneys, so you're tapping into the source energy from your kidney points into your hand. Yep, and you'll watch what happens if you do that. You'll see them fly off. Well, don't fly them through the window or anything, but you'll see that as soon as you stand on the kidney points, move on your kidney points. Very different feeling. There you go. That's my gift for you today. If you haven't already been taught that. Try it. Try it in exercise, other exercises you do. Try it in when you do wave hands. You're doing wave hands in clouds. And you go across and then turn on the kidney point. As it goes across, turn on the kidney point. As it goes across, turn on the kidney point. Goes across, turn on the kidney point. Try that with that exercise. And just see how different it is for people who do Qigong. Most people will do an exercise that looks like that, or similar to that anyway in the Qigong systems. Very cool. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And hopefully that you'll find that useful. If you have any questions about that, please ask. And if I'll answer it on the YouTube, if I'll answer it underneath it, the question, so it's there for anybody for the future. So please ask, and have a beautiful day, eh? It's a lovely sunny day here in Bali. We're inside now. We have our own studio, which is quite exciting. Be cool, eh? And have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Or if you're coming to the beginners class, I'll see you in half an hour. Bye-bye. Roll back onto your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Create our figure eight again. Gong. Fist with your left, cover with your right. Bring towards your heart. Then down to your physical center. Perfect. And then step back. And bow to each other. And bow to all the people who are going to come and do this class. Who are going to watch this class afterwards. I hope you enjoy that. And please ask me any questions if they come up about what just happened there. Bye-bye. Have a great day.